Test 1, 2. Good afternoon. It's right now 12:45 p.m. Sunday, Parshas Devarim Beis of 27th of July, 2025. Tashim Pei. Well, if anybody wants to contact me, it's call me at 848-238-4432 or 329-225-2339. You can also send me a Zelle to 848-238-4432. This share is sponsored by Chaim the Handyman, Short Ride Car Service, Moishela Messenger, Package Express, and by David Yishai Orchestra. By the way, short ride car service is only for male service. Only it's from a car service driver. Don't drive any females. We don't have any female drivers for females, so please don't call us or even text us for female drivers. Thank you very much. Appreciate. Short ride car service is only for males. Thank you very much. Well, we'll give a share on the family lesson a day on base of towels off this way too far. Base of yesterday, Swedish. Support the report. Better the experience embarrassment on this world than to be shamed in the world above before the heavenly assembly. There's a rare situation where one is permitted to believe Lashon Hara. This is the case of garment Akarim. It's recognizable garment Akarim. There's recognizable signs where evidence proves that the Lashon Hara is true. Save for Shmuel, we are told that Shaul HaMelech had a crippled grandson named Mephibosheth. After exceptional kindness of Mephibosheth assuring him of his inheritance and inviting him to live in Jerusalem and eat at the royal table. Later, when David's own son, Abishai, rebelled against him and forced David to flee Jerusalem, Mephibosheth's servant, Ziva, claimed that Mephibosheth was disloyal to David and was hoping that the struggle between David and Avshalom, which would allow the throne to be returned to the family of Shaul. The end of Avshalom's rebellion was quashed, and David returned to Jerusalem. At that time, Mephibosheth came before David looking unkempt. He did not bathe his feet, he did not trim his mustache, and he did not launder his clothing. He claimed loyalty to David, saying that his unkempt appearance was a sign of the grief over David's temporary overthrow. Now David was not sure whom to believe. Was Mephibosheth telling the truth, or was Ziva correct that Mephibosheth was disloyal, and his unkempt appearance was, in fact, a sign that he was mourning David's return to the throne? David decided to test Mephibosheth. He told him that since he did not know whom to believe, Mephibosheth and Ziva would divide Mephibosheth's field in half. Mephibosheth failed the test as he responded with sharp words indicating his disappearance, his pleasure over David's return. David accepted Ziva's report as fact, and his pronouncement that the field would be divided was carried out. From this incident, Chaim derives that Dvar Karim clear-cut evidence permits us to believe Lashon Hara as fact. Chaim notes the following conditions. Evidence must be Dvar Karim, strong, relevant evidence which a listener personally witnessed, and as was the case with David. Based on the evidence, the subject's action cannot be explained in a positive light. If his actions could be explained in a positive light, and he is an average Jew, or better than as he always, there is a mitzvah to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like last week, for some reason, someone across the street from where I was walking called someone and he said now, and right then the sprinklers of one of my neighbors goes on and gets my svarim wet, gets me wet, gets my kameas wet. So I was upset. I tipped over his garbage cans, and of course I got a notice that I have to move out. Well, I wouldn't mind moving out of this neighborhood. Anyways, this town of Lakewood is so cursed out for all the Aramak they did to me that it's unbelievable that they will ever see a sign of simcha in this town. In fact, that all the weddings will be basically weddings of funeral music, basically, in this town, for what they have done to me. Especially, they stopped me from playing music at Simchas because of their jealousy and their kin on me. And everything, all the Novminska Chayes from my ex-Valnos, he always had something against me from playing music since he ever met me. Even when I was married to my wife, he wanted me to sit home and do his nus all day with my wife. He boiled her day and night, being like a meshugana, instead of playing music. That's what he wanted. He was such a menuvel Minska. Well, anyways, so that's for sure not the benefit of the doubt to give such a person. The information is important to know the illness for an important constructive reason, such as so that the listener will know to keep his distance from the person. The information is pointless, negative information. He is really not right, or his great uncle once robbed a bank, then just as it is forbidden to speak Lashon Hara, so it is forbidden to believe it. Listener cannot rely on information to attack the person physically or to cause him financial loss without taking him to Bezdin. The case of David and Mephibosheth involved special circumstances. In certain specific situation, we are permitted to believe Lashon Hara when strong, relevant evidence indicates that the report is true. In other words, for self-defense, but we have to always act as if it's not true. No matter, we're not allowed to believe it, even though we hear the Lashon Hara, we're only allowed to take it as a protection to protect ourselves on act, but we're not allowed to believe it as fact. Even if we know someone wants to take a knife out and stab us, we're not allowed to believe it, but we have to protect ourselves because that person might stab us, right? And we're not allowed to believe it as the fact that the person is a murderer. And I'd like to go over the little text message from this girl or lady that texted me this morning. Hi, do you have a Hamish woman drivers for a girl who needs a ride from her date? Her home is in Lakewood. It's a local, about 5:30, 6 p.m. tonight. Do you do that? Please let me know. Thanks. Sorry, we only have male drivers and we only serve male customers. That's about short ride customers. Thanks. Any other suggestions? Look up the smart list. List where it says Hamish of female drivers. I did already, so what does she want from my life? To harass me that she's going on a date? I need to hear such a nice to learn. Well, anyways, I put Abba Gitas Kar something for the lady that texted me this morning. She has no busy texting me, or it's a Hamish driver to ask such questions. Hamish a boy driver, and I'm going to suck her blood out. Abba Gitas Kar something. Up the outlet of the boy me in the sinus. I made a sinus of water because she's looking for his nus in such a question. Now, as I said, they might have a knife to stab us. Abba Gitas Kar That's what should happen to her for asking me that question. That's the way I look at people that try to track me. There's no stick the question. She gets stabbed and killed. Yep. Anyways, have a great wonderful day. Anybody has a place for Rabbeinu Yaakov Silver Yosef to live out of Lakewood, to take care of maintenance or something else, to take care of a property, or take care of a commercial building. I appreciate it. Wouldn't mind living in a commercial building, a nice big office space, somewhere either in Howell Township, or in Wall Township, or in Farmingdale, or in Bricktown, or in Jackson, or in Toms River, a little bit out of Lakewood, so I can still service Lakewood since I have my ads in Lakewood. And I wouldn't mind moving out of 5th and Princeton. In fact, I was on 5th and Princeton at 421 Princeton Avenue before BMG was here. And because I always said this tefillah and eat Rutzlands after Shemana Esrei, so wherever I went, I always filled up with Talmidim. No learning. But I'd appreciate it if I move out of here and move into a place where I can live normally. Live a little bit more normally than here. In a small 20 by 20 garage. And I appreciate someone can either call me at 848-238-4432 or 329-225-2339, or they can send me a Zelle donation to 848-238-4432 about a place, or send me a text message of a place that they have for me to move in, and they're willing to sort of substitute my rent for the maintenance and take care of the property. I wouldn't mind for such agreement, and would be appreciative. And I wouldn't mind still calling service calls in Lakeland, New Jersey, or in Howell, New Jersey, or in Brick, or in Jackson, or in Toms River, or Wall Township. I like to service those areas in my handyman services and my Packless Package Express for tri-state area. And as well, if I get a van, I'll be able to do car service and other things. Still do car service with my truck, but it's not so comfortable. But if someone doesn't mind, I still do car service with my truck. I only drive males only. And only das Torah people, not people with a Shabbos race who always want to show the Yitzhahara on me. Kol to Zayga Bench, have a great and wonderful day in Atzlach Rabbah. I hope we shouldn't have to fast on Tisha B'Av. I hope the Beis Mikdash still comes down, I hope the Gula happens. We should all say to be as God said, it may remain of name of Kol to